Okay, so in last class we had seen case 2 where we had dealt with equations of the form where the right hand side was given as a scalar multiple of e raised to alpha x. Okay, so now case 3 is a little extension of this. Case 3, so equation of the form y prime y double prime sorry py prime plus qy is equal to rx, and rx this time is x raised to n into e raised to alpha x, or means a polynomial multiple of e raised to x. Okay, or more generally it can be a entire polynomial, not just one term but many more terms, a naught plus a1x plus a2x. Okay, a2x square a raised to an x raised to n. Okay, so such kind of terms are there in it. So in this case we take the trial solution. We consider the trial solution of the form yp of x is equal to okay. We consider this thing trial solution of the form this, where this value is a naught, a1, a2, up till an are to be found, are constants to be found. Okay, yeah. So now if we go to solve problems in this, you will realize it's basically the same thing as what we had done in case 2. Okay, we had handled similar problems in case 2, okay, by treating a polynomial term over here. Okay, now whether you have only one polynomial or whether you have a full polynomial, okay, with multiple terms, you do the same thing. You take the highest degree of the polynomial here, that is n, and you assume a polynomial of this kind over there. Okay, a full polynomial from 0 to n degree terms are there. Okay, but what will happen is some of these terms might turn out to be 0 in solving the problem. Okay, so it's not a big deal as such. So since we have already seen such problems in the previous case, I won't solve separate problems on this. I'll go to the next case. Okay, so we have already handled so equations where these terms are there, where the trial solution was taken of this form and we substituted and solved. Okay, so yeah, I'll move on to the next thing, that is case 4. Just a moment. Let me see if there are. No examples of this format given in the book, but never mind. If I find, I'll give it later. Okay. Yeah. So go to case 4. Okay. Equation of the form. Equation of the form y prime. Yeah. Y double prime plus p y prime plus q y is equal to rx, where rx is equal to either some c times sine of ax or rx is equal to c times the constant times sine of sorry, I wrote sine. C times cos of, take care of the charger, C times cos of a of x. Okay, or rx is a combination of both these people, c times or c1 times sine ax, c2 times cos of ax. Okay, tell this a little bit. Okay, so see, in all three things there are trigonometric expressions, but only of sine and cos of. Okay, there is either a sine term or a cos term of first degree or a combination of them. Okay, but notice that even in the combination, both of them have the same coefficient a. Okay, this won't work if you have sine ax and cos bx over there. Okay, for that you have to use some other trick over there, which we'll see later. Okay, but this trick which this method which I'm teaching you right now works only if there's a combination and that combination has both have the same coefficients for x. Okay, yeah, so moving on, then choose the trial solution to be we'll take it as capital A sine small a b times cos of b times cos of ax. Okay, irrespective of whether it's only sine or only cos, we'll take the combination as a trial solution. Okay, now see here, the thing is that why am I taking this to be, if even if I had sine x, right hand side was only sine x or only cos x, why am I taking the combination over here? The logic behind it is that it goes like this. See what happens when you take the derivative of sine? You get cos, right? Okay, and when you take the second derivative, what happens? You get sine back again. So when you add them up over there, is y prime, y, p times y double prime and q times y, what will remain in your equation over there? You have two sine terms and one cos term which came from y prime, right? So it's very less likely that that cos term got cancelled over there. Okay, so you cannot just assume that only sin x will be your solution as such. Okay, even if your right hand side is only sin x. Okay, clear now? So there will be one cos x remaining here, that remaining cos x has to be cancelled out by somebody over here. Okay, so because of that reason, we take it as a combination of this so that they can cancel each other, and what remains is only sin x then in the end. Okay. So some people make the mistake that there is only sin x, so they take only a times sin x. They leave this b cos ax part out. Okay, that will not give you an answer. Okay. So let us see some examples based on this now. So here there is a question. Examples. Y double prime plus 4y, first one, 4y is equal to 3 sin x. Okay, y double prime plus 4y is equal to 3 sin x. So we'll start with solving this problem. So consider solution. Consider the auxiliary equation to be equal to m square plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, m square plus 4 is equal to 0. I'll keep that aside. Okay, so what is going to be the roots over here if your m square is equal to 4? So you're going to get m square is equal to root over minus 2 on the other side, right? Not minus. So you're going to get m square is equal to minus 4. So this will give you m is equal to plus or minus 2i. Okay, so you have the complex roots over here. That is, your m is equal to 0 plus or minus 2i. So what is going to be your CF? The CF is going to be y of x. The complementary function will be e raised to alpha x. This is alpha and this is your beta over here. No? So e raised to alpha x plus, oh we are using a and b over here now already. Okay, never mind, we'll use some other alphabets over there. So a cos was going to be 2x plus b times sine of 2x. Okay, in simplification e raised to 0 will become 1. So what remains here is only a times cos 2x plus b times sine 2x. Okay, so this is your complementary function. Okay. So this is your complementary function. Now let the trial solution be trial solution be yp of x, the p because we call it also the particular integral. Okay, it's also called as the particular integral. So I'm calling it yp. Yeah, since I already used here a and b alphabets, which I'll have to use now abc.
So can you change the class?
I told them to change the fan. Hope they replace it by next week. Okay. So yeah, so this was c1 times. We'll go for c1 c2 then. No? c1 times cos x cos 2x plus c2 times sin 2x. So let us take the derivatives and substitute this in the equation. We have to only substitute y double prime plus 4y. Huh? So y prime. Yeah, in yesterday's test, we all made mistakes with this ordinary taken derivatives. We don't know how to use chain rule also. Okay, chain rule. Somebody has made a mistake with product rules also. How to take derivative of products. Okay, so what will be the derivative here now? We have derivative of cos of 2x, right? So it will become derivative of c1 times derivative of cos. That is going to be minus sine of 2x, then multiplied by derivative of 2x. That is going to be 2. Okay, same way, this is going to be c2 times derivative of sine 2x. That will become cos of 2x into derivative of 2x. That is 2. Okay, so I'll just take that 2 common. Here you will get minus 2c1 sin 2x plus 2c2 cos 2x. Okay, so yp double prime of x. Take that, repeat the process one more time. So we had already found the derivative of sine 2x, that was year to year. Okay, so what should this become? 4c1 cos 2x, and this will have to become minus 4c2 sin 2x. Okay, we have already done this process of taking the derivative of cos 2x above. Okay, so now substitute in the given equation. Okay, so we're going to get y double prime plus y double prime yp double prime rather plus 4yp. This is going to give you minus 4c1 cos 2x minus 4c2 sin 2x, okay, plus 4 times 4 times c1 cos 2x plus c2 sin 2x. This follows from the definition of this thing. As you can see,
So it's minus 4.
where
Last line.
which line is same? This is 4 times, no?
So you took common now.
No. This is I'm writing 4 yp. Yp is this, no? Okay. So this actually cancels out and gives you a 0. Okay. This cancels out and gives you a 0. but this should have been equal to sine 3x, 3 sine x. Uh, oh, we made a mistake. Sorry. We have made a mistake here. Huh? See, this was a complementary function. No, I have taken the same thing as a trial solution, so obviously it will give you a 0. No? Okay. What is the mistake I have made? See, I am supposed to take my yp of x as sine ax and cos ax. What a is this coefficient of sine or cos in the RHS term. Okay. So when I'm taking yp here, my RHS term rx is what here? My rx is sine x. So a is what? 1. Okay. The 3 does not matter. No? 3 is outside. Okay. Yeah. So we'll have to make changes here. It's better you rewrite it out because I'm going to make a lot of changes. So you don't have to write this thing. Okay, I'll rewrite this. This is going to be cos of x into sine of x. Okay, why I am taking x? Because r of x is equal to 3 sine x. The 3 I am not worried about. Okay, so take the derivative now. So this is going to become just ordinary this thing without chain rule. So this is going to become sine of x plus c2 times cos of x. Okay, one more derivative will make this c1 times cos of x, and this is going to become minus c2 minus c2 sine of x. Okay. Yeah, so now substitute over here. Okay, so here we are, y double prime. So substitute in the equation. Minus c1 cos of x minus c2 sine of x, okay, plus 4 times c1 cos of x plus c2 so what will this give me? This will give me 3 c1 cos x plus 3 c2 sine x. Okay, but this y double prime plus 4y, this is equal to 3 sine of x. Okay, so now equate both these expressions. Here you said that this yp plus 4yp is equal to this. Here you are saying that it's equal to this. Okay, so you're going to get 3 c1 cos of x plus 3 c2 3 sin x 3 sin x is equal to 3 sin x here. So what is going to be the value of C1 and C2? What do you get by comparing? So is there any cost term on the other side?
C1 is 0.
So C1 has to be 0, right? And here you should get 3 C2 is equal to 3, right? So C2 is going to become equal to 1. Okay. Hence your trial solution was what actually? Hence the trial solution was, hence now the trial solution we can call it the particular integral. Hence yp of x is nothing but 1 into sin x. Okay, and your general solution is what? General solution is y of x is equal to a times cos of 2x plus b times sine of 2x, okay, plus sine of x. Clear? Let us continue with one more example. Okay. So example number 2. This is going to be y double prime plus sorry minus minus 3y prime plus 2y plus 2y is equal to 14 times sine 2x minus minus okay, minus minus 18 times cos 2x. Okay, both of them have the same coefficient of x. Okay, so solve this now. So what we'll do? Okay, so here we have y of x. Yeah, first we'll find out the auxiliary equation. The auxiliary equation over here will be m square minus 3m plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, you can easily see the factors of this equation are what? This is going to be m minus 1 into m minus 1 into m minus 2. Okay, these are the factors, right? If you don't want to believe this, you can manually solve it and get the factors. So the yc will be the complementary function yc of x. This will become equal to roots are 1 and 2, so this is going to become c. This is going to become c1 times e raised to x plus c2 times e raised to 2x. Okay, so this is done. Next, consider the trial solution to be equal to y of yp of x This will take it as what we shall take it as, what is the coefficient of sine and cos here? It is 2, right? So we'll take it here as equal to a times cos of 2x plus b times sine of 2x. You can write a times sin x and b times cos x also, and it will not make a difference. Means a sin 2x and b cos 2x, it won't make a difference. We get the values in the opposite positions of a and b. But usually we follow the procedure or pattern that we write cos first and then sin out. Okay, we give superiority to cos compared to sin. Okay, so this is your trial solution. Now we have to just take its derivative and substitute over there. Okay. Okay, so yp is this. So yp prime of x is going to be equal to, we had already done this last time by mistake. So 2 times 2a cos 2x. Sine minus 2a sine 2x, okay, and this is going to become plus 2b cos 2x, right? And then yp double prime of x, this is going to become equal to, one more time we repeat the process, we're going to get 4 here, 4a cos 2x, right? And this is going to become, now it will become minus because we are taking the derivative of cos, so this will become minus 4b sine 2x, okay? Just for the sake of simplicity now, instead of writing big expressions in the final equation, just observe that this is minus 4 times yp of x, okay? So now substituting in y double prime minus 3y, right? Minus 3y plus 3y prime plus 2y. What do we get? I won't substitute for yp for the time being. So this will give me minus 4yp, okay? Yp prime I'll substitute for this thing, 2a sine 2x, okay, and plus 2b sine 2x, cos 2x, 2b cos 2x, okay, and plus 2yp, okay, slightly well read, 2yp, okay, minus 4yp plus 2yp will leave you with minus 2yp, okay, so minus 2yp minus 2a sine 2x plus 2b cos 2x, okay. So this is what we get here. Now I'll substitute for yp. There is one less term. Otherwise, see, I will have to write so many expressions and then cancel them, etc., etc. Right, so I made one term less. So 2 times yp minus 2 times yp actually. This will give me minus 2a cos of 2x, okay, and what is this note supposed to be? Minus 2b sine of 2x. Okay, this is the term which I have substituted over here, and the existing term over there is minus 2a sine 2x plus 2b. Oh, that had to multiply by 3, no? Okay. So here there is a 3 here, 3 into this expression. Minus 3. Yeah, minus 3 times this. So this will have to become, change this number as, change this number here. Here also that minus 3 is there. This is going to become minus 3. This is going to become plus 6a, and this is going to become minus 6 over here. Okay, so here come down, it's going to become plus 6 here, and this is going to become minus 6b cos of 2x. Okay, so after all this, 6a sine 2x, so what is going to be a coefficient of sine and cos? So it's going to become 6a minus 2b sine 2x plus cos is how much? Minus 2a minus 6b minus 6b, right? Okay, cos of 2x, and this is your LHS expression. Huh? Go and get it. So this will become, yeah. So this is your LHS over here. Yeah, RHS was what? RHS term was 14 sin 2x and minus 18 cos 2x. Okay, so what do you get? What is the system of equations you're going to get now? Can finish copying this. Okay, so what are you going to get comparing RHS and LHS? We are going to get over here 6, I'll write here 6a minus 2b is equal to 14 and minus 2a minus 6b is equal to minus 18. Clearly you can cancel some numbers here. This can be made as 3a minus 3a minus b is equal to 7, and this is going to become minus 2, we cancel from here, so this is going to become a minus 3b is equal to 9. Okay, so this is the system of equations. We'll have to solve and find out the values of a and b. Okay, so these are very simple equations to solve. Just multiply either of them by 3, you get your answer. Multiply either of them by 3 and add it to the other one, cancel with the other one. Sorry, this will become plus here. This is plus. So the trick will be, we'll multiply the first one by 3 and cancel out the second one. Okay. So I will consider 9a 9a minus 3b, okay, is equal to 21. Here you have a plus 3b is equal to 9. So add both of them up, you will be getting, you get 10a is equal to 30. So a is equal to 3. A is 3. So then a is equal to 3. This will imply you have 3 plus 3b is equal to 9. Right? 3 cancel. So you have 1 plus b is equal to 3. So b should be how much? 2. Okay. Okay. A is 3, B is 2. So what's your required solution? This is over right here. I'll be getting y of x or yp of x. I'll be getting it as 3 cos of 2x plus 2 sin of 2x, and your general solution will be what? In y of x. Okay, this is going to become c1 e raised to 3x plus c2 e raised to x plus 3 cos 2x plus 2 sin of 2x. Okay, so this will be a final answer. Okay. The roots were 1 and 2 now, so let's make the change here. Okay, so 2x plus this thing. start on the new page, the next case. Okay. So let's continue. So the next thing we have to do with is 5. Okay. Equation of the form y double prime plus py prime plus 2y is equal to rx. Okay. Where rx is equal to e raised to bx into cos of ax, or rx is equal to e raised to bx into sine of ax, or e raised to bx into a combination of that. So c1 times cos of, here also you have to put c1, c1, here also c1, okay, or just c1 because there is no c2 there. So cos of ax plus c2 times sine of ax. Okay, in this case we take the trial solution as y of t of x e raised to bx into a times cos of ax plus b times sine of ax. Okay, cos and sine should have the same coefficients in this case also. Okay, so done. So this is what we are going to take as a trial solution. So let us solve this with the help of an example. Let's take an example from the book again. So example, the first one. In this case, we can become y double prime minus 2y prime plus 2y plus 2y is equal to e raised to e raised to x into sin of x. Okay, so the good thing about this problem is both a and b are 1 in this problem. Okay, the coefficient of x in sin x and coefficient of x in e raised to x have the coefficient as 1. Okay, so let us try solving it now. Solution. Y double prime minus 2y prime plus 2y, if you equate this to 0, you get your auxiliary equation as m square minus 2m plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so plus no, this is going to be minus, right? Minus b minus 2 plus or minus root over b square, so 4, so 4, okay, b square minus 4ac, 4 into 2 into 1, so that's going to give you 8 upon 2 times coefficient of m square, so that is just going to be 1 into 2, 2 into 1. Okay, so what is going to be the things here? Minus 2, okay, this is going to become minus 4 root over minus 4, that's going to give you plus or minus 2i minus 2i. This is the auxiliary equation. Our roots are at m. M is equal to plus or minus 2i minus 2. Okay. So what is the solution in this case? The complementary function. This is a divide by 2. No? Minus 1 plus or minus I. This is your m. Okay. Scroll up. Since this is your m, the corresponding complementary function yc of x, this is going to become e raised to minus x raised to minus x into a cos of, what is the thing? Here only the right way. So it's going to become a cos x plus b sin of x. Okay. So this is your yc complementary function. Now for yp, yp of x is equal to e raised to px into c1 cos of star, which is 1. So 1 cos of x plus c2 times sin of x. Sorry, I used the square bracket. Okay, so this is going to be a y3 of this thing. So now how are we going to take this derivative? Yp prime first we'll take the derivative of e raised to bx term. So b e raised to bx inside bracket kept as it is, c1 cos of x plus c2 sin of c2 sin of x plus derivative of the second term e raised to bx minus c1 sin of x plus c2 cos of c2 cos of x. Okay, so it's like a big expression already. Yes, I know. Let's go back. Why am I taking b, by the way? I know my b value is equal to 1, no? I know my b value is 1 for the question, no? So no need to write this b again and again here. Just note b is equal to 1. I forgot. Okay, b is equal to 1. So next time onwards we will not write this b1. Okay, so yp prime after all these things are done, it is to bx c1 plus c2 c1 plus c2. Okay, c1 plus c2 cos of x. Okay, plus collect the sign terms now. c2 minus c1 sin of x. Okay, so collected the terms together. Repeat the process now. Repeat taking the derivative and then see what happens. Calculation is correct of mine now. So just repeat taking the derivative one more time. You give the answer here. Take one more derivative of this expression. Cos b, let e is to x as e is to x. So b is 1. Okay, so next yp double prime, this is e raised to x, huh? So e raised to x as it is, and this bracket c1 plus c2, c1 plus c2 cos of x plus c2 minus c1 sin of x. Okay, plus the second term kept e raised to x as it is, take the derivative of the second one, so this is going to give you a minus c1 plus c2 sin of x. Okay, and here this is going to give you plus c2 minus c1. c2 minus c1 is just a constant. Okay, nothing happens about a sign or something like that. Listen, you are very good. Okay, so combining all these terms, e raised to x see, this is c2 minus c1, this is minus c1 and minus c2, right? So c2 and c2 will cancel, which will leave you with minus what will this be? Minus 2c1 minus 2c1 minus 2c1 times sine 2x or sine x. Okay, plus here you have c1 plus c2, here you have c2 minus c1. Okay, so what will happen if you add them up? c2 will remain, that was 2c2. Cos of 2x. Okay, cos of 2x. Sorry, just x. Cos of x. Okay, so this is going to be a simplified version of that. Add up all the equations now. Let's see what you get. This I have to write it as 2c2. No? Okay, 2c2 cos of x over here. Let's scroll up then. Okay, so I solved it as well. Let us put down the answers now. So what do we end up with is we equate the RHS in substitute in this thing first. Substitute the given differential equation, and then you'll get y prime given differential equation y double prime minus 2 minus 2y prime plus 2y equal to e raised to bx cos of x. Okay. It's only x. Again and again writing that expression as bx over there. There's no b. Only x. E raised to x into cos of x. Oh, sin x is there, sorry. Yeah. Sin of x. Okay, so I'll be left out with 2 2c2 minus 2 times c1 plus c2, okay, plus 2 c1. This expression over here into cos of x. This is equal to 0 because there is no cos x term on the other side. E raised to this thing again. Okay. Next, we also get the equation for sine is c2 this is going to be minus 2c1 minus 2c1 minus 2c1 minus 2 minus 2, the coefficient from the second term is c2 minus c1, c2 minus c1, okay, plus 2 times the last term, that is going to be 2c2. 2c2 e raised to x sine of x there is no 0 here. What do we have here is e raised to x okay. So 2c1, so the first one cancels out and you get 0 is equal to 0. Okay, next one there will be something here. 2c2 cancels out, right? Minus 2c2 plus 2c2, that will cancel out. Here you have 4c minus c1 minus 2c1. Here you have minus another minus 2c1. So second equation gives you this expression, that minus 4c1 is equal to 0. It's equal to 1. Clear, no? Because coefficient over here was 1 of e raised to x sine of x. Here it is this big expression which gives us the minus 4c1 is equal to 1. Okay, so what does this imply? This implies that c1 is equal to minus 1 by 4. So substitute in the given this thing yp, What was our YP? C1 level. Okay, YP was the C1 cos of x in this thing. Okay, YP, okay, e raised to x, C1 is minus 1 by 4 cos of 4x. Okay, yeah, the other terms are 0. Okay, so this is going to be a YP. So simplifying it, minus e raised to x cos of 4x upon 4. This is your YP. Okay. Your general solution will be then
So how it is cos of 4x?
the particular integral is cos because C1 survived, no? C2 becomes 0.
No, how the 8 came 4 was not done.
Huh?
The 8
Which A?
when you multiply with C1 cos of
Yeah, C1. So we got C1 equal to minus 1 by 4 here. C2 we have not found out. We didn't get any value for C2. C, what is that? Yeah, so see, I found C1 to be equal to minus 1 by 4.
this one is cos of x.
Yeah, so what I do?
4 cos of 4x.
Sorry. By mistake. Got too many 4s there. Cos of x, cos of x. Sorry about that. Yeah, so C1 we got this. Actually, C2 value has not been found, right? C2 value we didn't get. So basically, we have a system of equations here where we don't get a value of C2. So what do you do in this case? We'll have done this in basic algebra. See, we had two equations to solve, right? We had started with two equations there. So we finally ended up with 0 equal to 0 and minus 4c1 is equal to 1. So we had started off with a little above over there what I had written, the previous step in fact. I had written two equations in two variables, c1 and c2, the unknowns. Now I am down to only one variable and two equations. Okay, so what can we say about the second variable over here? What should be the value? You will still not reach this part in basic algebra. When you have more equations, when you have more variables than the number of equations, what do you do? Okay, so in this case, we take the second, the extra variables as any values. Okay, you can take the extra variable by any value. So in this case, I have taken the extra variable as 0. Okay. But actually this should have not happened here. We should have got only one solution. Did I make any mistake here? Well, we are not double checking. Okay, let it be. Should have got something more than this. Minus 2c1 okay, never mind. So this is a YP and hence you just combine it with the other solution. You get the value of the total solution. Okay. Okay, so this is the end of this method. So add this up to the complementary function and get the total solution. Okay, so with that we'll stop here.